On this episode of Pitch Chris, if you're new to Atlanta, where's the best place to go for networking in the entertainment business? And what is the difference between a technical producer and a creative producer? And if you're an actor, when is the best time to put credits on your resume? During production or when you sign that contract? Hi, and welcome to episode 12 of Pitch Chris, where you guys ask me questions about the entertainment business, and I'm going to answer them for you. To ask me a question, simply go to Chris DeBlasio, hashtag Pitch Chris, and I'll be more than happy to answer all the questions that you guys have. This first question comes from Gentry. Let's see what Gentry has to say.
Hey, Chris. So the question that I had was actually about networking. I'm actually a very recent move to Atlanta. And one of the problems I've kind of run into was just finding the right people and getting networked with the right people to advance my film career. What would you recommend is the best way of meeting new people in a new city if you're trying to work a film job?
Great question, Gentry. So it is very important when you're moving to a new area to get plugged in and get networking. So there's a bunch of places here in Atlanta that you can get plugged in. One of them is the GPP, which is Georgia Production Partnership. They'll be able to connect you with a lot of people. Also, the Atlanta Film Society is great to connect with people. Also, there's a lot of meetup groups that you can find online that are industry specific. And we also have our own Atlanta Film Society group, which is an exclusive group just for the entertainment business. So you can go ahead and send us a request and join that. But a lot of people forget about the digital aspect of connecting, like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is huge because you're able to search people in a geographic area and see what position they have in the industry, connect with them, and maybe even grab some lunch with them or coffee and learn, start building that relationship. In addition to that, once you meet these people, to build the relationship, see if you can offer your products and services for free. If you can do that, you start building a relationship with people around you, specifically when you're starting out in the business, you're able to offer those services and see how the relationship builds. But that was a great question.
Hey Chris, this is Isabella Pasquale, co-owner and producer of Dream Machine Productions. I'm curious if you prefer being a technical or a creative producer, and if Agency 850 is interested in doing some potential co-productions. Let me know.
So before I get into what type of producer I am, let me explain the difference to our audience of what a technical producer is and what a creative producer is. So a technical producer is somebody that handles the logistics of a production, the nuts and bolts. They're working with the DP and just how the production actually comes together on the day-to-day tasks and all the minuscule things that work, all the moving parts. Whereas a creative producer is somebody that will work directly with the director or work with a writer in packaging the script, making it more entertaining, if you will, making it more attractive to a distributor. So a lot of times writers will work with a creative producer to actually tighten up their script. So even though I understand the technical side of things, hands down, I am a creative producer. So a lot of times writers will come to me with a rough script and they want to get it tightened up. Because I started out in front of the camera as an actor, I understand character arcs and character interaction. So creative is a natural fit for me to help out. But to answer your next question, yes, Agency 850 does partner and do co-production. So if you got something brewing, send it our way. I'd love to work with you.
Hi Chris, my name is Spencer Kingsley. I'm 11 years old and I live in Lexington, Kentucky. I got my start in theater acting and I got accepted into a school for creative and performing arts, and I just recently picked up my love and interest for film acting. And I have a question for you. When is the best time to put a project on a resume? Is it after you accept the role? Is it after you fill out the contract? Or is it when you start filming or you finish filming and it's in post-production? Thanks so much.
Hey, that's a fantastic question, Spencer. So much like you, I actually started in theater acting as well, and I had a big passion for film and television, so I made that segue. So credits on your resume, very, very important to an actor, right? So there's two things. You don't want to put it on too early, and you don't want to put it on too late. So generally what I do is if I get, say, a pay or play offer, or I have to sign out a letter, LOI, which is a letter of intent, that's generally when I'll be looking at adding that stuff to my resume. But generally you want to do it during the contract phase, because if you're getting a contract, it's a legitimate project, you're guaranteed to be working on it, you don't want to go on too early. But what it also does is it helps your agent. It helps your agent market you as an actor, because now when you've signed on to something and you have that credit on your resume, your agent will then start making calls and say, hey, my actor is just booked the role on so-and-so, he's wrapping up at this time, and what they're doing is they're trying to keep you working, right? So they're talking about the project that you just signed on, it's on your resume, they're pushing that for you, and then they're keeping you working on the next thing. So you're going to want to get that during the contract phase when everything is settled and you're guaranteed to be working on that project. Great question, Spencer. I hope to see you on the big screen soon. So that's all for today's episode. Keep sending in your questions at Chris DeBlasio, #PitchChris, and I'll be happy to answer all the questions you guys have.